And today I want to talk about basic color psychology. A lot of times I get the question, how do I design something? What colors fit together? So I want to break it down, want to do a quick video on how you can become a better designer, on how to put colors better together for your brands so you can create amazing and stunning infographics or graphics in general for your social media channels. So let's dive right in. Brand colors are responsible for how people interact with your business. And according to HubSpot, 80% of product decisions are based on color alone. And that's a lot. 80% is a lot. And if you think about the biggest brands on the market and their iconic colors, I'm pretty sure that Coca-Cola is one of them that comes to mind real quick because of their red iconic bottles. And when you think about McDonald's, you think immediately of the big yellow arch. And all of these brands do a fantastic job when it comes to branding themselves, when it comes to using the correct colors and establishing identity. But what are brand colors? In a nutshell, brand colors are colors a brand picks to show who they are, what they stand for, and who they want to connect with. And brand colors are super important because they bring everything together and make a brand unforgettable. Choosing the right brand colors is like a secret sauce that creates a consistent and awesome brand experience. And now you might ask yourself, why do brand colors matter? The impact of brand colors go beyond just aesthetics. Colors have the ability to evoke specific emotions and influence consumer behavior. For example, warm colors like red and orange can stimulate appetite and excitement, while cool colors like blue or green can evoke feelings of calmness and trust. And by understanding color psychology, you can strategically leverage the power of colors to create desired brand experiences. So how do you choose the right colors for your brand or your graphics? Before we jump into the meaning of each color, let's get started with a basic color theory. And first you have to ask yourself, what are primary colors? Primary colors are blue, red, and yellow. Primary colors are colors they can't be created when mixing other colors. Hence, they are your primary colors. While we have primary colors, we also have secondary colors. And secondary colors are colors that you can get by mixing together your primary colors. So secondary colors are purple, orange, and green. If you don't really know what color makes what, let's get into it. Red and blue make purple. Red and yellow make orange. Blue and yellow make green. You have primary colors, you have secondary colors, and you also have tertiary colors. But what are tertiary colors? You can create tertiary colors by mixing your primary and secondary colors together. Now that you're aware of your primary colors, secondary colors, and tertiary colors, next up you want to understand the color wheel. And the color wheel is going to be your best friend when choosing colors for your brand. And you can always turn to the color wheel to see what colors work together, what colors you should use, either if you want to create your overall brand experience or if you want to create graphics for your brand. And of course you can go on the internet and you can just type in color matcher, and there's endless websites who come up with suggestions on what colors fit together, what colors work together. But I always recommend, for your best interest and to really understand color psychology, to understand the color wheel. Because you do not want a random website to create your colors for your brand or just random colors for your infographics. So you have to understand what colors make sense for your business. So in order to understand the color wheel, we need to understand the meaning of colors. Now, if you would align colors in a circle, you get a color wheel. And the color wheel, when split in half, we have warm colors on the one side and we have cool colors on the other side. And when you think about warm colors, we associate warm colors with summer, coziness, friendliness, whereas cold colors or cooler colors are associated with winter, fall, cleanliness, and seriousness. And when you think about interior design, for instance, you can make a room feel very warm by utilizing warm colors and materials. And when utilizing warm colors and materials, the room will feel very cozy. And then in the opposite, of course, when using cold materials and cold colors, you can make a room feel very modern and clean. And when you combine warm materials and warm colors and cold colors and materials, you can create a room that is visually bigger and you can make your furniture pop. And now if you ask yourself, what are cool colors and what are warm colors? So for example, a gray wood floor, it's a cool shade. Gray, it's more of a cooler shade. But when you look at this chair that I'm sitting on, it's a warmer wood tone combined with a cooler looking tone. So we combine those two shades. Or if you look at the background, I have warm colored curtains, little side table, which is a cooler color. So what we did in our home, we combined cool colors and warm colors just to make it visually appealing. And you can also use colors, not to shift off too far, but you can also use colors in your home to really create rooms, to break up an entire room and visually create two different rooms. And I always say the easiest way to determine whether a color is warm or cool, just look at the color and see what you feel. Is it a warm feeling that you get or is it a cool feeling that you get? And you can really train yourself by just looking around in the environment, looking at furniture pieces, to really get an understanding on what is warm and what is cool. And once you really establish this knowledge, you can use it to your advantage when creating graphics for your brand. And in order to create the perfect brand colors and utilize those colors in your marketing collateral, you want to understand the difference between pure colors, tints, and shadows. So when you think about art class, you just dive right in, you picked up your crayon or your liquid paint and you just painted the canvas. You did not add any white to your shade, you did not add any black to your shade in order to create shadows. So these are pure colors. If they are unaffected by white or black, these are your pure colors. And now if you would mix white into any color, you would achieve a tinted color. And tinted colors tend to be brighter colors. And then shadow colors, as the name indicates, if you would mix black into any pure color, you would end up with a darker color, so which could be your shadow color. Using a combination of pure, tinted, and shadow colors makes your graphic pop and help to accentuate important information. And of course, when creating graphics, it's super important to choose colors that harmonize with each other. And of course, the possibilities are endless when it comes to color harmony. I'm going to explain each harmony and how you can use them. Complementary colors. Complementary colors on the color wheel are the direct opposite of each other. For example, red and green. But word of caution, be careful when using complementary colors in graphics. Both colors are very strong and you don't want to overpower the graphic and you don't want to confuse the viewer. So I recommend stick to the 80-20 split when creating an image using complementary colors. So one color gets 80% of the image and the other one gets 20% of the image. And as you can see here in this example, this is how they use the 80-20 rule for complementary colors. Another harmony that you can use is analogous colors. Analogous colors are next to each other on the color wheel. For example, you can combine shades of blue, you can combine shades of green, you can combine all the warm colors, you can combine all the warm colors of orange or yellow. And this color scheme creates a sense of calmness and knowledge without really too much excitement, because the colors are all from one pure color, you just use different hues. And if you think about nature and how the leaves are gradually changing colors during fall, this is pretty much what analogous colors are. You want to use one dominant color and then the other colors used as accents. And you can see this example here from the Godzilla movie, where they basically used a dominant color and then a few different shades of the same color. Another color harmony that you can use to create graphics is triadic colors. And triadic colors, as the name indicates, tri means three. So these three colors are evenly spread around the color wheel, forming a triangle. So for instance, you can combine red, yellow, blue or orange, green, and purple. And if you use this color harmony, this color combination creates a vibrant and balanced visual impact. You can also choose monochromatic colors. And monochromatic colors are using different shades, tints, and tones of just one single color. And this creates a super cohesive and sophisticated look because you use different levels of the color. So you use tints for lighter areas, you use shadows for darker areas. But while this all looks super cohesive, it might get easily overlooked online. So if you want to create an advertisement, I recommend not using monochromatic colors because it can just blur in the sea of other visuals. But if you use it for, let's say, an Instagram post or an infographic or an internal branding element, I would definitely use monochromatic colors since they look very sophisticated. And here is another example of what monochromatic colors would look in a whole image. Another harmony is split complementary colors. And split complementary colors involve choosing a base color and combining it with two colors adjacent to the complementary color. For example, you could combine blue with orange and red. This color provides a strong contrast while maintaining a sense of harmony. Another harmony using 4 colors evenly spaced around the color wheel, forming a rectangle. And this allows for a wide range of color combinations and provides a balanced and vibrant look for your graphics. Another harmony that you can use is neutral colors with a pop of accent. Using a neutral color palette as a base and then adding pops of vibrant accent colors can create a clean and modern look. And this is especially useful when you create infographic, important announcement, you can keep the rest more neutral, and then the really important announcement you can use a strong accent color. And this really allows the accent colors to stand out and draw attention to the specific element. And now that you understand how to pair colors, let's review the meaning of each color. And again, as I mentioned before, colors can evoke positive or negative feelings. So you want to make sure you're choosing the right color for your audience. And you do not only want to use the right color for your audience, but also the right shade. One shade too dark or one shade too warm can already have a negative impact when looking at a graphic. So let's start with color red. When we think about red, we think about love, power, but we also think about caution or stop. And when you use red in your graphics, be careful because red is a super powerful color. It's a very strong color. And if you use red without any explanation or if you use it too much, it can have a negative impact on the viewer. Next color, blue. Blue is my favorite color. I love the color blue, as you could tell when you go to my website. And blue really means trust, loyal, and calmness. But be careful. If the color blue is overused or not paired with bright colors, it can be perceived as cold and sad. Last thing you want to do is give people the vibe that your brand is cold or sad. So we don't want to be uninviting, we want to be happy. So pair with a brighter color. Next color, green. And when we think about green, we think about nature, we think about wholesome, we think about healthy eating. But you also want to be careful when using the color green. Because nowadays, since almost every clean or environmental friendly company is using the color green, it can be perceived as boring and just stereotypical. Yellow. The meaning of yellow is fun, exciting, happy. It stands for creativity. But be careful, if you're using the wrong shade of yellow or you're using a darker shades of yellow, they can easily be perceived as feeling sick. Next up, orange. The meaning of orange is positive, summer, energetic. But be careful. Similar to the color yellow, the wrong shade of orange can make the viewer feel sick. A color that is currently very in because of the Barbie movie is pink. And the meaning of pink is young, happy, and positive. But be careful, pink has been marketed for women. And if we overuse the color of pink, it can quickly drain and overwhelm the viewer. Next up, purple. The meaning of purple is royalty, spiritual, and creative. But be careful. Purple is a very strong color and should only, capitalized, only be used sparingly unless your graphic focuses on spirituality or healing. Brown. The meaning of brown is earth, outside, and nature. But be careful. While the color brown is associated with nature and outdoors, one shade of brown can look super sophisticated, while another shade of brown can look very dirty. Think about the paper bags that you're getting when you go to Trader Joe's or any other grocery store. These paper bags convey environmental friendly, but the trick here is to use a light shade of brown to look clean and not dirty. Black. The meaning of the color black: serious, elegant, formal. But be careful, when you use black as a background, be sure to pair it with vibrant colors in the foreground to avoid looking desperate or sad. White. The meaning of white is clean and pure. But be careful when using white, because it can also be associated with lacking empathy and looking sterile when not combined with other colors. And now let's talk about metals. While metals technically are not colors, I still want to include them. So metals are gold, silver, and bronze. The meaning of metals are glamour, rich, sophisticated, and winner. When you want to utilize metals in your graphics, be careful. As I said before, metals are not considered colors, but rather pigments that contain a powder that gives a metallic feel. And when you use them on digital collateral, it's difficult to show this metallic feel of these metals. So if you want to use gold, bronze, or silver in any of your printed version, definitely contact your printer to see how you get this metal feeling. And if you use them for your digital collateral, find the right gold, find the right bronze and silver, like really look for it and see how you can convey this feeling of metals. And I hope these tips helped you to understand which color you should use for your brand and your marketing collateral. I hope you understand the different harmonies that colors can create and the different meanings. And if you have any other questions, like always, you can reach out to me directly at nina@thesocialwisdom.com. I would also appreciate it if you can give me the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and that also led us yet again to another episode of the Content Marketing Cheat Sheet podcast. I'm so glad you tuned in today, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Until then, goodbye, how we say in Germany, auf Wiedersehen.